Kanakitpit and welcome to SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Byron Okheena of Holman learned to play hockey in the freezing cold of an open outdoor rink. When the Hamlet built a hockey arena, Byron was able to perform because he didn't have to wear his mucklucks inside his skates anymore. He had natural talent. His coach encouraged him to play midget AA hockey in Whitecourt, Alberta. Byron did his best at the tryout camp but got cut in the fourth week. He shook it off because he knew this wasn't the end of his hockey dreams. Sure enough, he got a call the next day to be a fill-in player in a team scrimmage. Byron knew this could be his last shot ever at playing in the big leagues. He put his all into the game and he scored 3 goals and 2 assists to beat his rivals 5-3. His coach promptly put Byron back in the lineup. And the rest, they say, is, well, I'll let Byron tell you about it. Welcome to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
I think I started playing hockey when I was like 5 or 6, I think. I just loved playing hockey when I was a young boy, so I just kept playing. My dad kept me going. I got here basically from Andy Narwicki, my uncle Tony, and my dad.
When we moved here, we had spoken to Byron's parents, I don't know, a couple months even before, like last year, just, you know, kind of talking the idea through and just seeing if this was something they wanted to do. You know, and I remember saying to Eddie, that Byron's dad, is that, you know, it's really important that Byron wants to do this for himself, because if it's just the parents trying to push a dream onto a kid, it's not going to work. You know, Byron has to want to do this.
It took about 2 years to get it all set up. And just in September, I came here, had a tryout camp for about 4 weeks, and it was tough.
When I first seen Byron, it was kind of unique. He's this guy who just kind of showed up out of the blue and nobody really knew who he was. He came for the AA tryouts, paid his money down and did the best he could to try out for the AA club. You could tell that his skills were kind of there and kind of not there. And he didn't really he came across sort of as a shy guy. He didn't really say much. He just sort of showed up and did his thing and went about his business.
6 feet, timing, lots of talk, boys. Okay, let's get her going. Hustle up, boy.
When I first came down, I was kind of shy and that stuff. Then I started to get to know people, so I got comfortable.
It was basically August that we finally got a hold of the Whitecourt minor hockey president. He was on holidays. And so we were kind of in la-la land there for about 3 weeks, trying to find out if he could indeed try out for the team. We had to work through the system, you know, try to make sure that all the paperwork was done to allow him to step on the ice here. So we did that. So there was 4 weeks of tryouts, and it was about the 3rd week before we found out that we had to do an interbranch transfer. And of course you're going, well, what's that?
Byron Okheena came to us this fall and tried out for the team with about 48 other kids. And first thing we noticed about Byron was his work ethic.
When I first came for the tryout camp, it was hard. I wasn't in good condition, really out of shape, so.
You could just see, compared to the other guys who were trying out for the team, that the conditioning part just wasn't there.
Hockey here is a lot more harder than where I play hockey. Back home, it's just like pond hockey and other stuff. Here, you have to play systems and other stuff, and it's a lot more intense, fast, hard. And I wasn't used to the hitting too, so I had to get used to that.
It was the last week of tryouts. It was the last practice where they had to make their final cuts, and Byron, was cut, and it was pretty tough to take, because when you work that hard to get to that point, and then you finally get told that, sorry, we're going to have to make a decision here. I wasn't into the room where the coach made that decision or made the talk with Byron. But I remember seeing Byron's reaction after. I mean, he took it with a grain of salt, because we knew that we were going to still focus on getting him, into some good hockey down here.
There's a lot of good players here. They've been playing systems ever since they were young, but when I was growing up, I didn't play systems or anything. I just played pond hockey and other stuff with my friends.
He originally did not make the cut for the AA team. We had one more set of evaluations to go, so we asked Byron if he could please come in as a filler player.
As fate would have it, he got a call, I believe a day later, from the head coach saying that, Byron, we're having an inter-squad game between the two midget teams, and we want to take another look at you. It's like, wow. And my talk to Byron immediately was, here's an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, here's a door open for you. Here's your chance to go out there and prove the coaches wrong. And whoever did make that decision to call you back, make them look good. So he went out there, and as the president of minor hockey here said, he lit it up that night. He scored 3 goals and set up 2 others on his team, and that team won over the other midget team 5-3. And it's safe to say that from that point on, Byron has never looked back.
So we were caught with the situation where, okay, here's a guy who didn't make the cut, and he comes in and he scores and averages better than everybody in the evaluation squad. So we immediately asked him if he would be, say we're sorry and we made a mistake, and I guess we were wrong, and he kept surprising us all the way through, and he's been a solid fit ever since.
SUAANGAN, Our Strength. We'll be right back here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
Hard worker, fast skater. He was always in the corners, in front of the net, digging and mucking it up. He just kept working hard, and throughout the whole training camp, he excelled and worked his way onto the team.
But it was quite cloak and dagger, because it was like, I remember that day, because Byron was at school, and I told him to call me on the cell phone, because we were waiting for the decision from Hockey Canada to allow him to play on the team that he'd worked so hard to get onto, but they wouldn't let him play any league game until we had this letter of approval. So we were phoning Hockey Alberta, patiently waiting for the phone call, and we finally got the email, and it was at 3:30 on the Friday, and he was supposed to catch the bus at 4 o'clock on to his first league game. And so I remember leaving a message for Byron to call me as soon as he got out of school. He did that, and I said, Byron, get packed, you're going on the bus. And I remember him jumping up. You could hear him on the end of the phone jumping up and going, woohoo! And the rest is history.
Jody's a good coach. He understands that I don't really know the system, so he's helping me on that. So he's been helping me ever since I first started playing hockey here. So Tony helps me a lot before I go to games, after games. He tells me how I was playing and other stuff.
The one thing I noticed right away with the hockey program here is they have excellent coaches on the ice, and obviously they can't be with the hockey players at every waking hour or during the daytime. So I took it upon myself to kind of work on the mental preparation training, and I thought that's maybe what I could help with Byron on. I mean, I knew the hockey stuff, but I mean, the coaches got to do their thing, and I think as parents or as guardians, we got to do our thing.
I had to learn all the systems when I got down here, so I wasn't used to that. Breaking out, forechecking, penalty killing, power play. Some of my friends helped me in trad camp, so that helped me a lot.
Okay, stay where you are.
His skating skills are pretty rough. He expends a lot of energy to get his speed up. His stride isn't the way it should be. His puck sense is pretty good. He's a real quiet player on the ice. A lot of players will have him and then they'll lose him. He has a way of kind of just sinking back into the crowd and then coming back into, and all of a sudden he's positioned and ready to rock and roll. So he's got some strengths in regards to positional hockey, but there's a few more things he has to learn regarding common drills and understanding the flow and system of the game.
Just dish this off. This guy's skating into it. This guy hard in the blue line, calls for a pass, bang on his stick. Okay, comes down, takes the wide shot.
His skills keep developing game to game, month to month, week to week, day to day, and his fit with the players is progressing the same way too.
Touch the dots. Stretch the circle out a bit. Everybody else.
Byron right now is working on, he's actually just working on questions, so we're setting up a little bit of the stuff that he just finished. He's learned how to gas weld, arc weld, and he's doing a little bit of sheet metals and machining. So he gets an opportunity to learn quite a few different machines and quite a few different processes that you wouldn't learn in a lot of schools. We're lucky to have a lot of the equipment here that we have, so it's really been good.
Fabrications, math, science, comm, and that's it. Yeah, I enjoy them. It's basically almost the same as back home.
The lathe right here, all the way down to here to make this thing nice and smooth, because needless to say, when it comes out of the mold, it's not straight. So when we turn this on, you'll see.
It's definitely been a change for him. He's definitely fitting in well with the students here, and I know he's struggling a little bit. It's a real culture shock for him, but he is fitting in quite nicely here. So we're definitely glad to have him.
When I back that up, move it out here, and turn this back to 0, it's going to be in the exact same spot. So when I run it across, it'll be just touching. The most you can cut off.
I get up around 7, have breakfast, take a shower, then go to the bus stop. School starts at 9, and then our school finishes at 3:30.
What's going on, Byron?
Angie.
What are you doing, buddy?
Not much.
There's a camera on you. How come?
There you go.
Byron's not the first kid who's gone south to try out from Holman. I remember back when we were there for the first time, where my dad was quite involved with the Vermilion Junior B Taggers, and we arranged for a tryout of some Holman guys who I thought had some abilities to do well in a Junior B team. So we sent Matthew Kiptana and Richard Nataina down for a tryout, and I mean, they had natural skating ability. I think that's the one thing of a lot of Northern players, is that they have just natural skating ability. They're great with the stick, great with the puck, and they know how to score.
Okay, after the shot, you peel off, hard to the blue line, hard over here, and then hard to his blue, and then we'll start making the line here. And then the twos come in. Okay, same thing. We'll go once around this way, then we'll go once back, and then we'll go once alternating. Okay? All right. Yeah.
Well, even when he was
we did the parent-teacher interviews at the school. Read on his report card, the phys ed teacher says that this kid is just naturally talented.
Yeah.
I guess he did, they were playing basketball as part of the phys ed class. You know, the rim is about, what, 9 feet up?
Yeah.
And he goes up there and does a 1-foot high kick and just grazes. He actually kicks higher than the basketball rim.
Oh, come on, man.
That's what's killing us. Is that first pass coming out.
Yeah, but why not even reach for it? You know, like if it's not there, don't take it. Where's the work ethic?
SUAANGAN, Our Strength. We'll be right back here on APTN. Welcome back to SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN.
You know, the issue for a lot of the players is that they're moving so far away from home. You know, there's the whole issue of family now and, you know, schooling and job. And so it didn't really pan out. But that was kind of the experiment, kind of, to see where the Holman players stood.
I miss snowmobiling, probably hang out with my friends, and I don't know, going hunting.
I think it's helped a lot that he's living with family here, but I think that's a luxury because sometimes kids have to live with billets, and you don't know what you're going to get until you get there, right?
This is for the team, and the stuff before on away games, we have those before we play. This was me and Lanny McDonald, just me. Letters of support from my friends and family at Holman. This is my girlfriend Kim. This is my nephew Dominic, my cousin Sidoni, and my mom Mary and my dad Eddie.
What about down here?
This is my mom, Mary, my nephew Dominic, my dad, and these a picture of my friends in Eston.
We play a 24-game league schedule. It's 12 home, 12 on the road, and we practice 2 nights a week. And every other week we have a mental training session. We call it Chalk Talk, where we work on different mental things of the game, preparation, focus. We go into nutrition, stretching, working out, you know, some team systems, some other teams. We watch videos from the games. So it's, you know, it's 4 or 5 nights a week for these kids, and you know, we go hard and we have a lot of fun doing it.
You work on your speed, skills, moving the puck, communication, and playing position.
It's my job and my responsibility to make sure that the team plays in a certain amount of tournaments per year, that the team has proper funding, that the team has proper transportation and diet when we're on the road, to organize all league games, to make sure all the stats are filed and sent via email. It's my job to act as a buffer between the parents and the players if they have any concerns or disagreements within the club. And it's also my responsibility to try to find a way to kind of be a mentor for the players on the team. If they have concerns or issues or problems amongst themselves that the coach can't solve, then I'm the person that they can go to also.
This is my first year in working with the AA team here, but what has been told to me is that sometimes you get teams that are largely a bunch of individuals and they really don't care about each other, and you know that those type of teams really don't do that well. And what's been described to me this year is that this team is probably one of the better teams where there's team chemistry on the ice, but there's also chemistry off the ice. And the guys, when they get together, look after each other, they're all they're all they feel like they're all brothers, you know, and they look out for each other, you know. And when you see the guys on the ice tonight, and you're talking to some of them, you know, they're going to all talk as Byron as their long lost brother that they've never had before, and they look after him.
First time playing with Byron. He's a really good player. When I first laid eyes on him, he was like he had some improvement going on him. Everybody said needed for improvement, and he stepped right up. He was like one of the best hockey players I've played with.
Team pictures. All the boys got their shot. Team group right along with it. Okay? What a bunch of mooks. John?
Is that one mine?
Stubby?
Give me the last one. I'm going to ask for everyone. John, you're smiling. John, look at your smiling.
It's a beauty.
You want to see a funny picture? You want to kick that funny
Captain Italian?
It's a beauty.
Let's see, man. Yeah, Tyson!
I think the most important thing to do is realize that if your son or daughter wants to play hockey down south or go somewhere else, you're going to have to prepare them to leave home at an early age. And that's a hard thing to do, because I know that in the northern communities, family is a very important component of life in the communities. And a lot of people don't prepare their kids that they sometimes have to leave home for these opportunities. And I think the best thing they could do is prepare their kids for that eventuality that they're going to have to leave home and do well on their own, and look after themselves. You know, mommy and daddy can't be around all the time to buy them everything they need. They're going to have to get a good education, stay out of drugs, stay out of alcohol, and get a job and look after themselves and be responsible and mature.
First thing is they have to understand whether they're going to be committed to doing what they think they want to do, to make sure that they have a clear focus on whether they want to be within an organized hockey atmosphere. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes an understanding regarding teamwork, and it takes a large commitment for your time. You have schoolwork, which is very important. You have your physical appearance regarding your body and your mind that you have to keep in shape, and the commitment to the team and the commitment to the community. So if they want to come down and invest their time and their energy into a program as such, they have to make sure that they're 100% on board. To come down and say that you're into it and then have a change of mind or a change of heart, it can be pretty disappointing, not only to the individual but to the team that they assigned with in the beginning.
A lot of the kids playing at this level here have a chance to go and be scouted for a junior A or tier 2 junior team, the Alberta Junior Hockey League. If they don't make it there, they can end up going playing junior B somewhere. You know, for most of the kids, I think their goal is to make it to the junior A level. Right now, a lot of the hotbed is getting scholarships into U.S. colleges from the junior A level.
Well, that was our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in again next week for more of SUAANGAN, Our Strength, right here on APTN. Until then, I'm your host, Dennis Allen. Kuyanaini.
This is my last year midget, so next year I'm going to try out for a junior A team or something like that, somewhere around here.